There we go. So 26 forward roll. We can't get around it too much because what's happening. After this game, I'm going to start adjusting the surface. So 31. Good first shot. Just liked it. Staying balanced at the line. I remember from that last spare that it's going to hook, but it's not going to hook a lot. So after it hooks, it's going to go straight. So just remember that. Shot. I really like using urethane for hooking spares because it's not a violent overhook, but it's a pretty good motion if you just want to hit it dead on without having too much of a reaction. So if you don't like urethane for the very least for your starter ball, it's a good ball to use for spares, especially on sport, mainly on sport. If you're shooting spares on house, plastic is probably the way to go. Okay. So because this ball on the back end is really giving me light hits, once we get to the third game, I'm going to put a different surface on it and see if we can stay here and get the ball to have a little bit more of a bite on the back end. Because right now the lane shine is decent if you keep the angles not too big, but once you get the angles pretty big, it's very fluffy to the pocket. So we're going to adjust those surfaces in a second. We hit this. Shot. Trying to just keep it loose today. We haven't gone faster than a 6 or a 7, so. All right, off 2 spares. See if we can get a strike here. I want to move it board in from 30. Keep it the same ball speed. Tried to get really long with that one, but we got to the dry too quick. And then after the first 4 games, we're going to do the very last game with the primal shock. So we're going to show a little reactive just in comparison, and show it on top of the urethane as well. I'm going to have to get my ball speed up a little bit if I'm going to move in. So I'm going to move into 28. Let's back up a little. Okay. It's decent hit. I like that ball speed. We're getting a little bit more reaction on the back end. So, and as we throw it harder, we're going to have to keep our angles tighter. But we're going to have to make sure we don't get it to the dry too fast. If we get it to the dry too quick, then we are in trouble. So we just got to keep it through that oil and probably change our wrist position. That might be a benefit. Okay, that's gonna hook. Ooh, I missed by a hair. It's all right. Should have been a little bit more left. That's the first miss. That's in our 4th, so we're into the 5th now. As you're seeing, this ball is not giving us a lot of strikes. And once we switch to reactive, we're going to have a lot more pow from this house shot, or at least we should. So we need to make sure we're having a little bit more forward roll. There we go. So 26 forward roll. We can't get around it too much because what's happening is it's rolling, hooking, and hitting the dry. So we got to keep that forward roll if we want to keep striking. That was a good spot right there. And every time we're making sure we're wiping off that oil too, just because we need all the hook that we can out of this ball. Back to 26. Okay, not to the dry too quick. So gotta have a better job of keeping our wrist coiled, staying through it longer, and let the ball just hook naturally. We don't need to put any extra hook on it. we're going to be successful. We got to keep the ball speed up. So we're going to move back a bit. I think we're going to move back. Let's get moved. Try to get our ball speed up after we hit this guy. All right, so see if we can make that ultimate adjustment. 27 board, wrist forward, good ball speed. We're standing on the back or the front dots, so our back goes on the front dots. If we need to go behind them, we'll do that. For now, we'll give this a try. We just missed a little bit left. I'm gonna do something different with my left arm. My left arm seems to be throwing off my shot, so I'm gonna tuck my left arm behind my back because I'm really throwing it out there and it's making my swing a little off balance. So I'm gonna work on that after we get this shot. That would have been a good opportunity to practice what I was talking about, but I forgot. I left my left arm behind from the start. Try to really keep my hips and swing open. So I don't know if you'll be able to notice, but putting my left hand behind my shoulder and coiling it so it just doesn't get in the way. Let's see what that looks like. What the goal is of that is just really open up my swing and not be so twisty with my wrist from the get-go. Almost fell down, but I like that ball motion. All right, so this is going to be the last game that I do with the lane time. As you're seeing, don't have a lot of bite with it. I'm going to move a little bit more right after I hit this one. I think once we change the surface up a bit, we're going to put 1500 on it. I think that's going to at least give it more bite from the left area. But for the sake of it not having that bite, I'm going to really get the ball speed up and move right here. See, now we're hot and warm. See if we can find something. So we're going to back up. We're going to go to 22. We were really right. Okay. That was as forward as we could be. I don't know if we like that at all. So at least when we were left and got around it, we had more shape to it. So standing that far right, I don't know if that's really any big beneficial there. Let's see if we can pick up this spare and then have a nice temp, and then we'll change the surface. Nice shot. All right. And you're going to have to, after we do this temp, we're at 148 right now. After we do this temp, we're going to change the surface. So give me about a minute to change that surface. It takes a sec. Not going anywhere. So we're going to go to 24 or 20. Let's see if we're going to really get it through there. And that's what we were afraid of when we're playing that far right, is if we're going to play that far right, we're going to have a lot of flat tens and such, because that angle is so direct that that's not really the way you would want to shoot on a house shot. We can get there. As you saw, we hit the pocket flush, but we're going to have that miss all day. Ooh, that's going in the gutter. Yep. All right, so 166 it is. We're going to change that surface up right now. And we will be right back in about 1 minute.